The name Sophia's Ichor is a play on the word philosophy, which that translates roughly to a love of wisdom. The philo is to love, and Sophie is wisdom. In Hellenistic philosophy, Sophia is the divine goddess of wisdom. So to love Sophia is to love wisdom. And Ichor, in ancient Greek mythology, is the ethereal golden fluid that is said to run through the veins of these mythological gods. So if you could cut Zeus, he'd bleed Ichor, or Sophia for that matter. Wisdom is an ambiguous word, and it's hard to describe what we mean by wisdom. Do we mean knowledge, or knowing, or being smart? To me, wisdom is literally the pleasure of finding things out, the discovery of something novel as ourselves. So you can think of it like wisdom becomes knowledge. A good example is Aristotle invented a timeless system, his timeless logic, which is simple logic. We'll give you that, and we'll give him that. It's simple logic, but it's timeless. It'll never not be true. Like Aristotle's logic began the entire school of logic. So if A and B thus C, that simple insight, that was wisdom. And it happened within Aristotle, and I'm sure it was a very blissful moment for Aristotle. And he made an entire system out of this. And with the insight that Aristotle had, he was then able to put it into the world and teach it to other people and show them what he meant. And that's what wisdom is. It's the discovery of something true about the world, something discovered as ourselves, but because it's true of the world, we can then teach other people about it. And that, to me, is wisdom. It's the actual insight itself, but not only this, wisdom is the ability of the insight to change the way in which you see the world. So you see the world in a different way after you've had an insight of such profound proportion. Spiritual insights that let you know that there's a deeper interconnection between you and the whole ground of the universe. Insights like that literally make you see the world differently. So wisdom in that sense is not just about the insight itself, but how it changes the way in which you actually see the world. You see the world different forever thereafter because of having learned something novel and new and had an intelligent perception in the mind. Because where else did Aristotle make logic than within himself? And only then, after that, could he tell you about it. Or I don't even like logic. This is just an example. I think logic's really boring. Anyway, but the insight, the wise insight, is what's really important. So when I think of wisdom, or to love wisdom, it's the loving of, it's an addiction to that kind of insight. It's falling in love with learning things or knowing something. But yeah, it's about the deep connection about what is learned, how it's known, and how it changes one's worldview after they've learned that. So that's a deep insight to me. That's wisdom to me, and I love wisdom. I'm not a professional philosopher by any means. I'm just a lover of wisdom, and I think we can all agree that we all love wisdom in our own way, in our own sense, and about our own particular things. Like I said, I'm not a real big fan of logic, but I do love philosophy, and I do love biology and physics. Quantum field theory is one of my favorite things to read about, even though I'm not a physicist, and I failed grade 11 math. I love the conceptualizations behind special relativity and general relativity. Those kind of insights that really bend your perception after you've understood special relativity is actually a really profound way to see the world, when really space-time bends? What? Yeah, way neat. Anyway, knowing stuff like that and seeing the world that way and the way it changes our perception is just, it's beautiful to me. And so that's what I mean by Sophia's Ichor. It's the pleasure of finding things out and how it's inside of you and how it changes the way you look at the world. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more content in the future, and thanks for watching.